Hello again and welcome to another Mordy and Glory bolt action video. In today's episode we shall be casting our ever critical eye over another bolt action unit. This is one that has been specifically requested by the community week in, week out. In fact, even more specifically, it has been requested by channel member Chicken Detonator. And I've thought, you know what? Let's give the people what they want. So this is going to be a review of one of the most unusual Japanese units that I have ever seen. I don't think I've ever actually seen one on the tabletop. Let's take a look at the Japanese boat tanks. And so, without further ado, let's not mess around any further. Let's mount up, roll out, and drive our tank from a boat onto a beach right into this. As is tradition, let us begin with a brief overview of the unit in question. And we're going to start off with the Type 3 Kachi medium amphibious tank. This vehicle was essentially a Chiha, which had been heavily modified for use from the Japanese SNLF, or Special Naval Landing Force. Now, this saw principal service between 1943 and 1945, and according to the Bolt Action Armies of Japan book, only about 19 of them were ever manufactured. So this is a very rare unit, and one that you want to include in your battles if you're going to have a little bit of fun, or if you're doing a specific scenario. Now, the Kachi can be taken as either inexperienced or it can be taken as regular. If you go for an inexperienced version, it will cost you 160 points, and if you go for regular, it will cost you 200 points. But there is no option to take this as a veteran tank. I'm not sure if that's because they didn't see much combat with only 19 of them being made, or if no one survived the trip to shore to gain enough experience to become veteran. I'll let you guys decide. I would suggest that you do take this vehicle as regular because there are just too many disadvantages to going for an inexperienced tank, especially with the -1 to hit and it still being a relatively expensive unit, so you don't get a huge bonus for going inexperienced. Presuming you have taken it as regular, for your 200 points, you will get a vehicle equipped with one turret-mounted medium anti-tank gun with a coaxial MMG and a forward-facing hull-mounted MMG. I have to say, that is a pretty respectable armament for a Japanese vehicle. Many of them come with much lighter guns than a medium anti-tank gun. In fact, most have low velocity light anti-tank guns or light howitzers. And what's really surprising about the Kachi, is that it is a medium tank. Now, this is not a Japanese medium tank where actually it's only got armor 8+. No, this is a full-blown damage value of 9+, making it a genuine medium tank. And by Japanese standards, that actually makes it one of the heaviest and best armored vehicles that you can put in your bolt action army. Now, the Kachi surprisingly only has one special rule. Well, it's quite obvious what the special rule is. It is amphibious, which will allow it to traverse water obstacles. What's really big about this vehicle is not the special rules it has, but really what special rules it's not got. We haven't got a one-man turret here. We haven't got a low velocity gun. This is essentially, when you add all this up, when you look at the points and the weapons and the damage value, this is a Panzer III. And the Panzer III is one of the best tanks that you can get for the Germans if you want a nice take all comers. You've got a medium tank with 2 MMGs. That's exactly what this is bringing. So as weird as this sounds, and I never thought I would say this, and I certainly did not expect to say it when I first thought to do this video, but the Type 3 Kachi medium amphibious tank is a genuinely good pick. Like, it is essentially a pseudo Panzer III, which I have found to be an incredibly effective vehicle when I play my Germans. And I'm just going to say this, I'd take the Kachi over something like the Type 97 Kai Shinto. For sure, the Kai Shinto is a bit cheaper, but it's a light tank. It's only damage value 8+, which makes it very susceptible to getting killed by enemy vehicles in classic sort of tank-on-tank warfare that you do find happens a lot in bolt action. So the Kachi is actually a genuinely good unit. You're only spending about 5 points more than you would over a Panzer III if you were playing Germans, and that extra 5 points goes to you having amphibious, which is a rule you're probably not going to use all that much, but it's only 5 points. So it's not exactly breaking the bank. Now, I know many of you will be very pleased to hear that the boat tank is actually quite good, but I also know many of you will be a little disappointed to hear that the boat tank isn't a total meme. Don't worry, I got you, because we've had one boat tank, yes, but what about second boat tank? If you want a truly terrible unit, look no further than the Type 2 Ka-Mi light amphibious tank. The Ka-Mi was based on the Hargo, which really is all you need to know about it. The moment I mentioned the Hargo, people go groan in the comments. Yeah, the Hargo, what a tank. Certainly one of the armored vehicles of all time. Now, the Hargo, or should I say the Ka-Mi, can be taken as inexperienced or regular. Again, no option for veteran. And this time I'm absolutely certain it's because no one survived long enough to get any experience in it. It can be taken as inexperienced for 76 points, or it can be taken as regular for 95 points. Again, I would go regular, because if you take a terrible vehicle and then take it as inexperienced, you might as well not even bother putting it in your list. At least taking it as regular, it might do something. It comes with one turret-mounted light anti-tank gun, a coaxial MMG, and a forward-facing hull-mounted MMG. It has a damage value of 7+, so technically it's not a tank. It says it's an amphibious tank. It's lying. It's actually an amphibious armored carrier. Now, the important thing about it being damage value 7+ is A, that is very, very light armor, so it will probably die if someone just looks at it. But B, it does mean that technically you cannot use the Ka-Mi to tank shock people, because you can only tank shock in bolt action if you are armor value 8+ or higher. As for its special rules, we have the ever niche amphibious, and then we have one-man turret. Oh, there it is. That old special rule that pops up in so many of these Japanese tanks. Combining the roles of commander, gunner, and loader together and squeezing the man responsible into one-man turret means it's hard to do different things at once. To represent this, it is always necessary to take an order test when issuing an advance order, even if the tank is not pinned. Another reason why you definitely don't want this inexperienced, because you'll just fail your order test and just go down. So yeah, you basically, unless you're staying still and shooting, or unless you are just moving forward, the moment you have to do an advance order, which is like move and shoot, you have to take an order test, even if you're not pinned. Just, you have to roll dice. And if you don't get 9 or less, then assuming you've got no pins, that is, then your vehicle will basically not do anything for a turn. But wait, there's more, because we also have the low velocity light anti-tank gun special rule. The Ka-Mi main weapon counts as a light anti-tank gun, but with an armor penetration rating of +3 instead of the usual +4. This is really bad, because light AT just generally, without this rule, just generally is a bit too light. It's not proper anti-tank. You cannot rely upon a light anti-tank gun to cover your anti-tank needs. At best, it can be considered supplementary or support anti-tank, and I mean at best. But with this thing now being only +3 pen, and then if you're shooting at long range, that will be down to +2 pen, you're looking at your tank essentially being equipped at long range with the equivalent of an anti-tank rifle. That's not good. Long story short, the Ka-Mi is essentially a Hargo, which you pay 5 points more for. And the Hargo is already an absolute meme tank. And this is just that memeness dialed up to 11. But of course, all of this is just like my opinion, man. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Also, let me know if there are any other vehicles or units from Bot Action that you want me to take a look at. Don't forget to smash that like button if you've enjoyed the video and subscribe to never miss an episode. Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian Glory Hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members and patrons. You guys are amazing. Truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full time without the incredible and generous support of my members. So thank you guys so much. And last but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier Patreons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a heartfelt thank you to Alex Dengal, Bon Vert, Mad Larkin, Marcus Roberts, Mark Panconi, RJ Scorpion, Swordfish Trombone, Try Again Bragg, John Stubbs, Nick Walsh, Diesel Fox, and August Barney. Seriously, guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is incredible and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. That's all for now. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video. And of course, as always, I'll see you guys next time.